AFP tweet. Pinterest email send text message print. This Sunday's Grammy Awards will feature a special segment dedicated to Ukraine amidst Russia's ongoing invasion of the country. The Recording Academy announced on Saturday that it is partnering with Global Citizen and its Stand Up for Ukraine fundraising campaign to include a segment for Ukraine in this year's Grammys telecast. The segment will raise awareness about the situation in Ukraine and will feature opportunities for viewers to take action and contribute to the global Stand Up for Ukraine campaign, the Recording Academy shared in a Saturday press release. "We are heartbroken by the situation in Ukraine, yet still moved by the resilient spirit on display there every day," Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. said in the statement. "We hope the segment inspires our worldwide audience to get involved to support these critical humanitarian efforts." The Grammys segment comes after Global Citizen announced its Stand Up for Ukraine campaign, which will begin on April 8 with a global digital rally for Ukrainian refugees. It will then be followed by a global humanitarian pledging summit on April 9, which will be co-hosted by European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. In a statement included in the Recording Academy's released Saturday, Global Citizen CEO Hugh Evans said, "History has shown us that conflict and poverty are closely interconnected, resulting in the weakening of the rule of law, a collapse in economic development, and often catastrophic humanitarian situations. There is no doubt that the conflict in Ukraine has led to a humanitarian crisis. Members of Global Citizen saw this ourselves at the Ukrainian-Polish border. Millions have fled their homes, with millions more likely on their way," he continued. Evans added, "Global Citizen has a history of responding rapidly to humanitarian crises, and this is no different. We're calling for an immediate end to this crisis, and the provision of immediate financing to support refugee relief efforts not just in Ukraine but around the world." The Grammys announced their segment for Ukraine as Russia's attack on the country continues. Russian forces launched a large-scale invasion on February 24, the first major land conflict in Europe in decades. Details of the devastation change by the day, but hundreds of civilians have already been reported dead or wounded, including children. Millions of Ukrainians have also fled, the United Nations says. The invasion, ordered by Russian President Vladimir Putin, has drawn condemnation around the world and increasingly severe economic sanctions against Russia. With NATO forces massing in the region around Ukraine, various countries have also pledged aid or military support to the resistance. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called for peace talks, so far unsuccessful, while simultaneously urging his country to fight back. Putin insists Ukraine has historic ties to Russia and that he is acting in the best security interests of his country. Zelensky, however, has vowed not to bend. "Nobody is going to break us, we're strong, we're Ukrainians," he told the European Union in a speech in the early days of the fighting. He added, "Life will win over death. And light will win over darkness." The Russian attack on Ukraine is an evolving story, with information changing quickly. Follow People's complete coverage of the war here, including stories from citizens on the ground and ways to help.